Hey, comic book fans, my nerdy friends, my geeky compadres, what's going on? Welcome to my 800 subscribers contest finale, where I'll be answering all the questions that were given to me that I wrote down here. The names I wrote on little sheets of paper, and I'll answer the question as I pull the name and throw it in the hat. And then at the end, I'll pull a name from the hat, and that person will win a box of prizes. So, let's get going. Okay, so, first, thank you very much to everybody who entered the contest. It was really cool of you to take time out and make a video for me, answering the ridiculous questions I asked and then asking me a question as well. I really, truly appreciate it, and that's why I do these contests, is to not only to get to know you a little bit better, but to like show my appreciation by giving away some stuff. So first off, we have, you're not going to be able to see these names at all. Kind of. There you go. Stacy Poole. She asked if I were to have a favorite villain who would have a live action movie about them, who would I choose? My favorite villain of all time is Scarecrow from the Batman series. But I kind of feel like with, you know, the first of the trilogy that came out with Scarecrow in it, and then in the TV show Gotham, there was a whole lot of background to Scarecrow that was given live action. So I don't want to say that, but he is my favorite villain. I guess if I had to pick somebody else, I'd have to go with Galactus. I'd love to see like some sweet live action Galactus movie come out. That'd be pretty awesome. Next we have Punisher 88, and he asks, what is one DC character you'd like to see make a Marvel appearance? Kind of a crossover. I'd like to see these two characters like get together on a book, because they're kind of almost the same character. One's just a little more crazy than the other. I'd love to see Batman make an appearance in a Moon Knight book. I just think that'd be fantastic. It'd be hilarious. Next we have Vincent Mania. There you go. He asked me to pick a song that I would like kind of mash up with a TV show, and it's kind of difficult. That was a difficult question, but I came up with one that I thought would be kind of funny and really great, because I love the band and I love the song, and I've heard a lot of really good things from the TV show. I actually haven't watched it, but I'd love to like have a mashup of Queen's "Don't Stop Me Now" with the TV show The Flash. I just think it would work. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't, but I think it would be kind of cool. So next we have JC the Comic Geek. He asked, what is the worst job you've ever had? When I was 17, I'd been working at a country club for quite a few years already, and as a caddy. but I needed a job in the winter to, pay for gas, really. That was the only thing I had going on right then. But I decided to stay with the country club and work at, in the restaurant section, as a busboy. Now, it wasn't completely terrible. I cleaned up people's half-eaten food, and cleaned off tables and stuff, and worked until 11 every night, which was kind of rough. But the thing that made it the worst was I was dating a girl I was working with, and it was perfectly fine and fun and great when we were together. And then we broke up, and we still worked together, and it just made for an insanely uncomfortable working relationship. That was bad decisions. So listen up, kids. Don't ever date anybody you work with. It turns out terribly. Next we have Punkhead66, and he asks, Spielberg calls me up and asks me to pick a comic series that he should adapt to film, because he's run out of original ideas. What series would I pick? And I think Steven Spielberg could do a great job of adapting the latest run of X-Men Legacy. I know not a whole lot of people enjoyed that series at all. I'm one of 5 people that did, I think. But I think with the special effects that would be needed to pull a movie from that story off, Spielberg could make that happen, because the part where inside Legion's brain he has that prison of a bunch of different crazy characters, I think that would be awesome. So yeah, I'd like to see X-Men Legacy done by Spielberg. Next we have Mursi's Little Show, who, let's just say it right now, I'm gonna throw it out there, had the best video. She cosplayed me, and it was awesome. The little stuffed animal cats that kept showing up, mine doing my videos. They won't today because I have the door shut, but it was awesome. I loved it. So thank you very much. She asks, which artist would you pick to do the art for your first album? That would be kind of tough, because she wants it to fit the music style. And my music style it's acoustic guitar. Basically it. It's kind of folky rock mixed in with some country and stuff like that. But I couldn't really think, all my favorite artists are horror artists, and I'm definitely not like a black metal musician or anything that would fit. But I thought Francavilla has done a lot of really great stuff, and I think just a picture of maybe just an acoustic guitar and a microphone, an old style microphone, in his signature style, the black, orange, yellow kind of that he always does. I think that would look really awesome. And how much better does it get than Francisco Francavilla doing a cover for your album? So that's who I would choose. Next we have Sgt America. What comic series did you enjoy talking about the most? I don't know. He has talked the longest and most. That I talked about, and I keep thinking back to our 4 Guys 1 Live show that we did, and I can think of the book I hyped up the most that turned out to be crap. That was Chin Music. I apologize to anybody who picked that up. But the one I talked about the most, I probably would say X-Men Legacy, because I was trying to convince the guys to pick it up with me, and they never would. But yeah, I loved that book. That story is just fantastic. Then we have The Collector. He asks kind of a different kind of question. I guess on a radio show that he listens to, they have celebrities on. They ask them this question: have you ever done a pause and toss, and when was the last time you did it? Pause and toss is when you're watching just a regular TV show or regular movie, not porn. And you see a scene, you pause the scene and take care of some business. The only time I can think of that I did that was when I was a teenager, and that would have been when watching Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I mean, that Phoebe Cates scene where she's coming out of the pool. Yeah, that's it. So next, Costin Bromstar Scott asked me, what are you hoping your life is like 20 years from now? A much more wholesome question than the previous one. 20 years from now, I would be 53. And I want to say, like, Lucas will be 26. And he'll be moved out. Hopefully. Hopefully I see myself having a nice house with my wife. Maybe a grandkid. Maybe Lucas will be married. I'll still be working. Doing what? I don't know. Probably the same thing I'm doing right now, because this job is just too easy. And I get weekends off, so. But I you know what? I just see my future 20 years from now. Like, I just want to continue to be happy. Like, I just want to be happy. I want my family to be happy. I want my friends to be happy. That's basically it. That's running with comics 20 years from now. The same thing you're seeing, just a little more gray and more wrinkles. Next, we have Cosmo Bosco 771. He asks, what has been the hardest song for me to learn? And what is the one song you really want to learn but is too difficult? The hardest song I learned was Led Zeppelin. That was back when I first started playing. I believe it was The Ocean. That was hard just to get my fingers to move correctly. They still don't. That's why you see me play acoustic and not do any solos, because I just can't. It doesn't work for me. I'm a rhythm guitarist, that's for sure. And then what is the one song that I really want to learn but it's too difficult? There's a lot of songs I really want to learn that are too difficult. How cool would it to be, like, to have an acoustic version of Bohemian Rhapsody? That'd be awesome, right? But that's not going to happen on this channel. I'll tell you that right now. Next, we have Mac Hammer. He asks, what Spectre stories are my favorite, or favorite Spectre volume? My favorite Spectre volume is volume 3. That's the John Ostrander volume. The thing I like about that is every book is kind of a different story, which is nice. You know, you start one and it ends when you close the back cover. One story that I really like that I always go back to every year is the Christmas issue, which I believe is 26. It's just a lot of fun. And then the Spectre pops up in a whole lot of stuff, which I enjoy seeing. Especially Gotham by Midnight, that has... I don't know if it's still going or not. I know I haven't picked it up in a while, but I'm gonna have to look into that. But I'm really enjoying that. Ben Templesmith's art is fantastic, and when he does the Spectre, he looks fantastic. So really, really enjoying that. Next, these four guys did a video together in my basement while I was here at Motor City Comic Con. That is Greco Fabulous, The Incredible CJ, Johnny DaCosta, and Wednesday Cereal. They ask, would you throw it in there? And my answer is, most times, absolutely. Yes. And then they also asked, really? You're doing that? Really? And I say, yeah, why not? So that's it. While I fold up these papers, we'll get on to Gimpy 204's question. And he asks, say we finally get to hang out together and we're going to do some drinking, because what else would you do hanging out with Todd? He has 4 shot glasses that I would pick one to drink from. He has a Batman shot glass, which apparently has had his balls in them. And I can't wash these glasses or do anything with them aside from just drink alcohol from them. So Batman has had his balls in them, or in the shot glass. Green Lantern has a dead spider sitting in the bottom. The Flash has Ebola in it. And Superman is completely fine, just perfectly fine, clean. But if I drink out of it, that is admitting that I am a Superman fan. And which one would I choose? Now, you all know me. You know my feelings on certain characters. And because of those feelings, you know what, Todd? I'm going to drink from Batman, Green Lantern, and the Flash, and turn your Superman over. I'm not drinking from that shit. I'd rather have a Todd pube sticking out of my teeth and dying from Ebola while chewing on a spider. Next, we have Just Luke and Big Daddy Don. They both asked me a question. First, what was the first comic book that I read? Back when I was a youngster, my parents would only let me pick up Archie Double Digest books from the supermarket. And so I guess that would be the first like comic I ever read. Getting into the 90s when I was in high school, when I kind of got into comics, I dabbled a little bit. My first book would have been, it was a Gen 13 book. I followed that for a little bit, then stopped. And then when I got back into comics, when I started this channel, the first book that I read, I think it was Amazing Spider-Man 600. Or 7. Was it 700? 600? What was the one where Peter Parker was supposed to die? That one. You can see I left that one in my heart. But yeah, that was when I decided to start picking up comics. Actually, that wasn't the first one I picked up. It was probably Morbius, the first Morbius that came out at that time. And then the next question I was asked by them was, if you had to choose, would you rather be deaf to music or blind to comics? Deaf to just to music, or blind just to comics. Like, I can see everything else just perfectly fine. When I pick up a book, a comic book, I can't see it. And when I go to listen to music, I can't hear it, but I can hear everything else. If that were the case, I would have to choose, I would rather be blind to comic books. I love music way, way too much. It is my first love. It's a passion I've had since I was a kid. Comic books have come and gone throughout my life. I am really into them right now. I can say that for sure. But yeah, I'd have to pick to be blind to comics and still be able to hear music. So that would be my answer. Next is J-Rocks. He asked, what was I thinking when I started this YouTube channel? When I started this channel, I didn't even know there was a comic community out there. I wanted to start something different in my life, aside from music, because I have a music YouTube channel as well. It just was not doing well at all. It was terrible. I was getting lots of negative comments and thumbs downs and no views, and it just wasn't working out for me. So I decided that the other thing that I was interested in at the time was comic books, and I would just start a channel just talking about comic books. You know, even then I didn't have a pull list. I didn't know comics came out every Wednesday. I just kind of wanted to get into some stuff that I had. And then 604 Comics came along, subscribed to me and commented and pretty much welcomed me into the community, which I'll forever be grateful for. And this place is, you know, amazing. I've made so many great friends, and yeah, I'm really glad I decided to do that. So what I was thinking of was I need to do something different, and that was it. So next we have Emsky361, who asks a very similar question to Big Daddy Don, but without without being so, you know, nice about it. He just asks, would I rather be deaf or blind? Now, in that case, I would rather be deaf. I have too much to look forward to seeing, that I would rather be able to see and do sign language for my speaking instead of listening and not being able to see. Like, I want to see Lucas grow up. Like, that's a big thing for me. I want to be there for everything. I want to see everything that happens. I will miss the sound of everything else. It'd be terrible. But that's one thing I want to do, is see him grow up. So next is DN8 Comics. He wanted to know my answers to my questions and then asked me a question as well. So my first question to everybody was, what's your holy grail? My holy grail is Fantastic Four number 48, which is the first appearance of Galactus and Silver Surfer. It has been for a while. I'll never get it. It happens. But my new holy grail is Pep number 22. Is the first appearance of Archie. That will also never happen. You know, whatever. My next question for you guys was favorite TV show as a kid. It was Fraggle Rock. I loved watching Fraggle Rock. It was great. Go to movie, Law Abiding Citizen. I love watching that flick. I can watch it over and over and over again. Go to album, Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. Great album. Go to novel would be Catcher in the Rye. Loved it when I was growing up. Still love it. I read it every once in a while still. Go to comic series. It's a tough one, but as of right now, if I want to reread something that I don't have in like graphic novel or trade form, it would be Animal Man. Love it. And then MP3 player shuffle. I did that. My MP3 player is my phone. My video camera is also my phone. So first is the Ataris, A Soundtrack for This Rainy Morning. Then Pennywise, Can't Believe It. And then Nas, One Time for Your Mind. And then he asked, what is my most prized possession in my comic collection? I could say one of the first appearances I just picked up, like first appearance of Animal Man, first appearance of Demon, all the ones I have. But my prized possession is actually this copy of God Loves, Man Kills, signed by Chris Claremont. Not because it's signed, but because it's signed along with Incredible CJ, Dark Nate, and John DaCosta. We all got it signed together at the same time. So that's that. And my next question is from Liking the Covers, 4963. He asks, what inspired me to make the song Just Breathe? My family and I had been going through a lot of stuff, and there's just a lot of stuff that I wanted counsel on, as well as there's a lot of people I was trying to help at the same time. And the big thing that brought that song on was a decision my wife and I were making, dealing with our son. And it was real tough. And when I was making that video, it was really awesome that he just decided to come into the room and see what I was doing. So, it was really, it's a tough song. So, that's it. Just a lot of crappy life stuff that was going on, is what inspired that song. So, now I'm shaking up the names in the hat. I don't know if you can, they're in there. And I'm gonna not look, pull a name. Oh, right. Johnny. Sorry, my phone cut out, but you did see the name that I pulled, and it's Johnny DaCosta. So, congratulations, brother. I'm not gonna send it to you. I'm gonna bring it up to you, because I'm seeing you in just like a month or two. So, thank you again for everybody who entered. I really, truly appreciate it. And here's 2 more videos. I'll see you guys later.